Hey everybody, it's Willow and welcome back to my beautiful bee journey. Um, as you know, I'm on a quest to make some new earrings for my new shop, and I want to share with you what I've chosen for today. If you remember, these are beads that we harvest or sourced from the trunk of junk projects. So we have some beautiful blues, and we have some blacks and grays. Then we have these beautiful greens and some more blacks and clears. And so I think these are what we're going to use to make some earrings out of today. And I am kind of being drawn to try to use some of these blue ones. With the gold balls, we may use some of those as well. So let's pour some of these out and see what might be here for us. Now we do have some clear in here, so maybe we'll be adding some more clear to help us along. Look at these, how beautiful are these? And these are glass, so we might make these into some earrings as well. And then we have just some beautiful sparklies, and see, here's one, and we got this beautiful clasp. I'll just save for another project. Okay, what's going on here? So here we go. And I think we're going to begin with making a pair out of these. I think we're going to add just a little, one of those clear beads up the top. And maybe one of these gold balls to go with it. So let's just see how that goes. So we're going to start by laying them there. So let's get us a couple of larger wires. And alrighty. So much to share and to do. Put this on this side as I'll be laying my tools here. And so I have my cutters, my round nose, and then my needle nose. There we go. That's what I normally start with. And then we have our ear wires here. Okay, maybe we can add some charms since I got the ones that has the loopers on them. It's kind of exciting to see what we're going to be creating today. So I like to hold this here, and then let's give that a good straighten. We don't want no bent wires. There we go. So what was we thinking? We was thinking of this blue with this gold topped with the clear, and then we can hang a small charm at the bottom. But what if we take off this gold, we add our clear, and look, we have these little blue ones. How pretty is that? To finish it off. I think we can just end right here. I think that's pretty. So let's just go with this. Alrighty, so we are going to cut this down. I'd say two. About right there. The morning birds are out singing. It is early morning here. It is about 9 o'clock maybe. I come out sometimes early to film before it starts getting a little bit too hot. I am located on the Gulf Coast, the natural coast, and Florida. There we go. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Lovely, lovely. I'll give this just a little bit more of a turn to make sure that's locked in. Wonder if I can. Yeah, that's pretty. Okay, let's do another. So, we have this, and we want to clear. And then I gotta go hunt down another little blue one. Should have kind of like made sure I had two of them little blue ones before I just jumped at it. But this is lovely because I did have another one. If I can find, there we go. Very pretty indeed. And then I just want to cut this about right here. And I'm going to roll that one down now. Okay. And that should have done it, and it did. So pretty. Those are just so pretty of earrings. Now, what charms would I add to those? Ooh, here's some of these things. I do have some gold charms. I wonder if the blue moons, or how about some blue stars? I do love me some stars. What about the blue stars? And I think that's what's going to do it, is we're going to add the blue stars to these. Absolutely. So, with that being said, we're going to need a couple of these, of the hooks. Okay, did I just drop a hook in here, or was that my imagination? There it is. Okay. Let's see if we can put these together. So I got my needle nose. These, my dear, are the ones I struggle with. But we'll see if we can do it. Okay, it bent out very nicely. Let's see if this will go on now. Very nice. That is nice. That is very nice. Okay, now we will move this one, and we will add this one. That little bead back up there. Get up there, and we'll move this right back in place. Very nice. That behaved very nice. There you go. Now let's put on our charms. Now, with these, are these too thick? See, that's the problem I ran into trying to deal with putting these on, is the charm being too thick. See what I mean? In order for that to go up there, I'm really going to have to distort, and I'm not willing to do that. So I'm closing that back. Yeah, I'm not willing to distort that, and I'm just going to use a couple of small jumper rings. So let me find them. And here we go. I think the ones we want to use are these ones, as they're the smallest. Oh Lord, this way. Always check your cap to make sure it's on top, so you don't open this from the bottom. If I would open it this way, all of these would have fell everywhere. The one that I opened would have fell everywhere. So check the bottom. It's going to be smooth. It's not going to have no threads, no cap. And then the top is going to have a cap. So it's going to be your guide to let you know which end to open or not. So now in one of these, I seen it when I was putting everything away, and then I remember I stuck it in there so I would have it. And that is the jumper ring. This thing makes it so much easier. I like to put it right there. Okay. So we'll connect here to here. Lovely. Oh, how lovely is that? Now, we're going to add you know what? We just demonstrated why it's called a jumper. Or the reason why I call them, my understanding of what I call them, a jumper. These little suckers can jump. And when they do, they disappear. Let's try this again. Okay, now the earring. This is a bi-sided charm, and what I mean by a bi-sided charm, it means it is the same on both sides. There's not a front, there's not a back. It's the same on both sides. I'll show you. So here's the first side, here's the second side. So it's the same on both sides. That's called a bi-sided charm. Look at that, isn't that cute? That is just adorable. Let's take a look. Ta-da! There you go. So cute. And this is going to go into Willow Moon Mystical Inverness. I am made so many beautiful earrings that Willow Moon Mystical Homosassa is full. Has a good stock going. So I think I'll be putting these into my second location, which is, see, this is the Monday before Mother's Day, so it is May, I think May 5th maybe, or yeah, about May. See, Saturday was the 3rd, Sunday was the 4th, so the day's Monday, it is the 5th, May 5th. And so there we go. And this will be in the store this week, but you're not going to see this until September, around September 8th maybe, or maybe around the 11th, somewhere in there. There we go. Let's do the other. Did I know where that jumper went? No, just get another. I'll just get another. Yeah, this is the one I want. One. Okay. So let's try this again. And what should we say? Jumper, no jumping. Who remembers Dora the Explorer? My younger, the younger children grew up with, or I should say my youngest and my oldest grandchildren grew up with Dora the Explorer. And that, you know, swiper, no swiping. So it's like jumper, no jumping. And my children actually did learn a few words in Spanish from that show. They did learn their basic 1 through 10 numbers, and they did learn simple words off there. Like colors. I think it's like Blanca for weight and or Blanco for weight, something like that. And then they learned that like words that end in MENT, You add an O to. Like apartment, apartmento. So if you're saying peppermint, would you say peppermento? Like one moment? Is it actually one momento? Don't know. Don't know. But I had a couple people in my shop who spoke Spanish fluently, and it was just so beautiful to hear. It is just like a foreign poetry. If you don't know how to speak Spanish and you listen to people speaking it, carrying out an actual conversation, it does sound so much like poetry. It is a beautiful language. There we go. That's our first set of the blues. Those are just so beautiful. What are we moving on to next? Are we going to make more from the blues? Oh, that's pretty. It's almost like a cat's eye. Almost like a frosted cat's eye. I wonder if we paired it with the dark blue. What you think? Think that might be pretty? Oh, look at this one. Do we have another one though? See, that's the thing. You've got to make sure. And then we have this one, but I think it's different. This looks like, yeah, see? Those are so different. But they're both so pretty. Now, we have to see. There's a little one. But do we have, what's this? See, that's what you're going to get with this. You don't know if there's going to be any two of the same at all. No, here and here. These two seem to be the same. They're like some type of a nope. I let the wrong one slide back in there. Let's see if we can find it again, shall we? Here we go. I guess not. Was it this one? Wow, they're so different. Here it is. Is it the teardrop? I thought we had two of the teardrops too that were just alike. Are these two alike? You know, I want to say yes, but I don't think so. Not at all. What about you? And again, no. How incredible. Have all these beautiful sparklies, but they don't match up to anything. What about you? I think these two might. Let's see. Yes. So what if we took these two? Now those might be pretty. Just working with the two of these. But do we want to add the gold with this? Or do we want to take this for silver? Let's see. So, well, Lord have mercy. Can I please have one of these? Well, thank you kindly. Do we want to go with the gold? Or do we want to go with that beautiful silver? I think that gold's kind of bold. And silver. I think the silver brings out more in this. So for this set, I think we will be visiting a silver. Okay, so I'm going to need two. Two. And you know, way I'm thinking of it, yeah. You're going to hear someone's lawnmower in the background. I apologize ahead of time, but like I said, I film outside, so we get what we get. And we work with it. And we're grateful that we're here for it. So I don't know how many that is. Maybe I can fit a couple more. I think that's going to be about all I'm going to fit in there. Right there. So I have a few pair back in here. Yeah, so we have a few. We're good with that. Let me put this away. So we're good with that. And then I did bring this out since it already has some in it. And I think we'll work with, I don't think this one's going, no, we'll work with these. We use 2 of these. Let's see what we have. Or do we need them this long? Interesting. We will decide. So we do have this. But I think, do I want to put a silver bead in between? And what do I wish to put on top? Well, we have smaller little blue beads. Something like this. That's pretty. But can we put something within there? Let's take a look. What do we have? We have silver balls. No. What about, we used those yesterday. Let's try those again today. Oh, upside down. Remember what I said about always check. So they're here. So what if we try these again today? No law saying we can't. So we're putting on then the blue. See the difference that makes? Just breaks the little beads up. These look like little sprockets to me. That's why I call them. Look how different. Look at the totally different look that took on. I think that is what we might want to go with. So we're adding one of the cat's eye. And remember, these earrings here are from the trunk of junk. Boy, that's a name, isn't it? No, it's this one. Wished it was the other one. That was pretty too. But this one's pretty too. And just as nice. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to put this little one on. Somehow, somewhere. There we go. There we go. Okay, those are the ones we use. I do want to put this back on here because I do not want to spill those. So we're going to have to cut, I think, halfway maybe. Remove my pliers. I think there should be sufficient. Wow. Are you serious? I've not had a problem with these cutting anything, but this, try that again. Gee willikers. Wow, I cut just a little bit more off on that. Did you see that? It took those big ones that I used to cut stainless steel chain. Well, this is supposed to be stainless steel too. But so are the other ones, and I've never felt any. mark on it, move it up. Okay. What did I do? I cut it too short. I did. I'm going to have to go back through that again. Wow! Can you believe that? All I can say is just wow. Come on now. Okay. I can hope this works. No, of course not. First thing it loses is the little thing in the middle. Okay, I need to regroup. Let me straighten this out. There we go. Here's the first one. We lost a little bead on top. Let me get that on there. Where'd the little blue bead go? Nope, nope. Are you serious? There was 2 of those little blue beads. Was it you? Well, you will do. I think here's another. Yes, you're fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn this one, if it will turn. Okay. Those are really those are good ones. Okay. Oh, can you believe that? Let's try this one again. So it was the frosted. Yes. And then we had this. Wasn't this one? There it is. It was this one. Then we had another one of those. Well, shall we just get another one for now? That one will turn up and it'll get used at another time. Wait a minute. Got you. There you are, dear. Okay, now we'll put this on. And I want to make sure that this is the same as this. Oh, lovely. Now I gotta cut this down again. And hopefully not too short. The only thing that's going to cut it though is this one. There. Yeah. Let's try. Wow. Okay. There we go. Finally got those made. Now, I think for these, I am going to use some silver moon or silver stars. Well, I have some silver stars, like those gold stars, so let's try those. Let's pick a couple of those. Let's see what we think. Why, I don't see why not. I do want to get a couple of jumpers for them, though. So I'm going to close these up. These ones. Lovely, lovely. 1 and 2. Okay, where's the real thin little nose? We're just going to come up here and push that out. And we'll close this back. And that is closed. That is pretty. That could have been a pretty earring all by itself. But I think I'm in the mood for charms. I'm in the mood for charms. I love to just get on Etsy or on I love to just get on Etsy or get on Amazon and other sites like that and just see what charms might catch my attention. Sometimes I might buy a few and sometimes I'll pass, and sometimes I buy just the little inexpensive charms for things, you know, that are meant to be enjoyed and passed, and then I'll invest in higher quality charms for things that I want to see last for quite a while. So like with some fashion jewelry I make, you know, I make it for like costume season or something like that, and it'll last for a good while, a year, maybe 2. And then by that time, you know, like for Ren fairs, you want to kind of like up your game. So the season for that jewelry's past, and for that, I won't use real expensive charms and that because they're not meant to be around, to last, to stay around. Okay, I see what I need to do there. Now let's close this. Don't you dare fight me. Can't do it with my hands. It's too tough. Okay. We'll see if you'll work then. Of course not. Now, I want to just try this again. Wonder why this one's giving me such a hooey. Okay. See? Keeps wanting to turn. Last one didn't do that. Get down there, charm. Huh. There we go. I'll get you this time. My little pretty and your little charm too. Or maybe. There. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's a Willow thing. Okay. Give me a hard time because I completed you before your time. That's why. So let's get this on. Wow, that was nice. Did you see how that one just snapped right back in there? Here's number 2. Pretty, pretty stars of blue. Isn't that pretty? Aren't those just so pretty? You know they are. What's next? What's next? Do we want more blue? We have still some pretty blue. We got these dark blues. That's just way too big of a blue. But we do have these dark blues, and if you could see these in the light, this one has a sparkly in it. So I think I'm going to take the dark blues, these two. I'm going to make one more set. I'm going to add these. And yeah, those are different. Then I have these. No, I think I'm going to leave the blues. I made a couple of pair. I think I'm going to leave the blues. I'm going to move on to something else now. Oh, catch my eye. Is there another one of those? No. Wow. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to come out here and make some ear cuffs. Because I am seeing some beautiful beads that would make some beautiful ear cuffs. Because there's like only one or two of them. Like this would be a beautiful ear cuff. Little teardrop light. Hang a little charm with that. That'd be pretty. Let me take this out. Okay, what's this? That's that one I cut too short. Okay, we're done with the blues. Maybe we can move on to some greens. I do like blues and greens. They are pretty too. I see so much more is going to be made with this, but not today. And the blues went a bouncing away, but I got them. Those are pretty. We'll see what we'll make with these another day. But for now, there we go. Okay, what's next? What's next? I need to see if I'm still back in focus after I messed all that up. And we are. What's next? We have some black here. And we have some black here. We're just going to have to go and see what we have. Do you see that one I'm looking at? I wonder if there's two of those or if that's the only one. Look at this. Oh, that's just, no, here it is. Wow, that's pretty, and that would make a pretty earring if there were two. Seeing lava stone. I like lava stone too. But I'm not seeing another of these. I'm going to set this aside for a minute and maybe we will come across something. But let's take a look. Ooh, look at these. Definitely I'm making these into a set of earrings. Those are gorgeous. Now what to go with? Do we want a clear? Or do we want a black? A couple of blacks. Maybe. Well, you know, I really thought those would be kind of heavy, but they're not. They're like a ceramic, maybe. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Little heartsy. So cute. So cute. Okay, we got this. I thought there were two of these. There are. One's more spotted than the other. Well, here we go now. What about those? Lay these down. Those. Ooh, that's really kind of like sharp, and I don't think though I would make those into a charm, would I? Kind of, and then look at these to follow. These are nice too. I think I like these. I want to put some silver in with them. Probably even top them off with another little black one. Make them kind of like daring. Let's find out. I think I will. Am I going to add a charm? I don't know. We'll just have to see. So. Don't tell me I just did that. It was this one and this one. Here. Right? Yes. Then one of these little ones, but I can grab any one of these little ones. Ooh, yeah. Does it give me enough room to turn down? Maybe just enough. But isn't there taller ones? Yeah, there's taller ones. And do I even want to put a charm on that? That's like a statement onto itself. I don't think I am. I think I want to use a couple of these though. I'll try. Take this out. I don't know. It may not leave no room to turn down. Okay. No, see, it's not going to leave no room, so that's too small too. I like those with the balls on the end, but they're just too small. What about these? Let's try these bigger ones. Oh, now that is my dilemma. Okay. It's going to stay. I am thinking about a couple of these now. Let's put this on. And then this one. This one. I don't want to put another one to them off that little one. I think I'm going to leave that. I don't think I'm going to add anything else. What if I add one more? What would that do? Sweet. Just curious. No, same size. So there is not smaller. That's okay. I like this. Okay, so I'm going to clip it and roll it down. I do hope that stays. Looks like it will. I'm going to put the other one together first to make sure before I go, because Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. And there isn't no more, so I gotta figure out, that's what I gotta do. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do at the bottom. What about if we add one of these small ones? So glad I didn't go ahead and clip that off and roll that down. And then, see, then we wanted these. I like these ones. I really do. And I like how these little, I call them sprockets. I don't know what you want to call them. That's fine. Call them as you will. But I'm not going to be able to add another one and have space to turn that down because I have to have this at the bottom. I do. I have to have that at the bottom. So that's going to be the end result there. Because we have to. So let's turn it down and see. See. So just this much here. As little as that is, just that much can stop it from being able to be turned. But I just want to try to see. Yeah, it's not going to leave nothing to turn. Daggone it. I really like that look. But hey, happy mistakes happen every day. You just don't know. Okay. All right. Cut my nail. Come away from my heart. I'll live. Why aren't you close? There we go. Okay, I like that. I can live with that. So I gotta redo this. And little guy, you gotta go on first. Then there. That's good. Now, how'd that happen? They're all the same. Oh, I got a shorter one. That's why. I would have got a longer one. I could have done it the way I wanted to do it. Let me see. Need to push that down. Let me see. Just tell me it's not going to go. That one will. I just like this better. I think this, I like that extra dimension. Let me see here. Where did this super long one come from? Not here. I can tell you right now, I am baffled beyond baffled. Okay, well, it's not going to work, and I'm not going to, so that's fine. It is what it is, my friends. Still beautiful earrings. Don't want to mess up those. Lovely. I can go with that. I can go with that. Those are pretty. Let me get some wires. Thought I had one silver out here already, so I just need one more silver. Okay. What's this? Oh, I'm not quite with it. Okay. Not this pliers, no way. Come back here. Those are pretty all in themselves. I know I said I wanted to do charms, but you know what's going to happen is going to happen. Sometimes they just design themselves. It just wasn't worth it to me to go and take all of that apart to try to find another long enough stem, because they were pretty either way. Let me show you. Either way, these are a beautiful set of earrings. They are. They're just a beautiful set. And so I'm going to leave those like those are. Now, what else do we have? Oh, my little dog makes my attention. So I think I'm going to have to pause here for a moment. But look at these. We have found these. And we have found these. Both of those are pretty. Okay, I'm coming. I will be back in just a few moments. Hey everybody, thank you for waiting on me. Got him all taken care of and squared away. He's a happy camper, or at least he should be for the next little bit. We have these beads, and they look kind of like a spaceship. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, I can't resist. It's going to be, oh, so bad. So, there you go. You know how I said these ones put me in mind of a sprocket, and this puts me in mind of a spaceship. So think back to the 60s, the 70s. It was a cartoon. It was a company on that cartoon that had futuristic air travel and robots that cleaned the houses. I mean, everything was just rosy. Do you get the name of the company that George worked for? Spaceship? Spacely? Sprockets? Yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? Yeah. I just told on myself totally. Alright, let's see what we have. To laugh is to love is to laugh. We enjoy. That's what we do. Look at these. And these. Those are so crazy looking. And I love them. And what would you put with something like that? That is really such a radical mix. Ooh, that's pretty too. That is unique all in itself. I have only one of those left, but I like those. Silver, almost. You know, that puts me, might have put some white on there, and you might have what looks like to resemble soccer ball. I got these too. And then you got some lava beads. So, but now I think I like these, but you know what? They're not the same. They're pretty, but look, this one has got some type of real high, like a fire polish finish, and this one doesn't. So even though they're made the exact same, they are not in comparison. This one is bling, 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 bling. Okay, so I think we're going to go with this scenario here. I need to get a couple on, but I think this time I do want to add a charm. Just because. Did I get a charm? Or you did not one? Okay, but you are. And of course I'm going to add this Basely sprocket. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that with this. Let's see. Oh yeah, it gives just enough. Just enough. Oh, I like that. Now what do I want on top? Is that a lava bead? Do we honestly want to try to put a lava bead on top? No, thank you. No, thank you. Do we actually want to put something else on top? Maybe. Maybe. See here. Here, here. All these little tiny beads. Isn't that little flower? I got two of these little flowers. They're so cute. They're just dainty, dainty cute. I want to see. There it is. I don't know if we want to put another one of these on, but I just want to see what this is going to look like. Ugh. Is there one that will go over that? Single finishing bicones. Let me see. There it is. Plenty to turn down. Well, wait a minute. Better see. So we have this one. I need these sprockets. Okay. Yeah, this one has more sprocket. Now I gotta find that little, there it is right in front of me. Meant to be, meant to be. And then another sprocket. Then I gotta find one of those little beads to finish it off. Okay. Will you fit? And are you the right size? Because that's a little one. See, this one is bigger. I don't want this. I want one of these little ones. They're so darling. There we go. Okay, we got enough to roll her down. So let's see, where does this go? Actually, that is awful long. I think I might need to clip that just a tiny bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit. About right there, maybe. It's enough. Oh yeah, that's enough. Perfect. Yep, that got it. Okay, let's do this one. Those are some big freaking. I know these lizards, not including the tail. I know the body can get about 3 inches. If you include the tail, maybe 6, 7. If you include the full length of the tail. But that one over there on my drain pipe, it's way bigger than that. The one here on the screen, it's about the right size for an adult. I don't know. Stay off the steroids, dude. I seriously just got an image in my head of one of these lizards taking steroids. You know, the way they do, the way they pump up looks like they're doing what is it called? Push-ups. Yeah. Yeah, I just got, yeah, okay, we're going to leave that alone. We're just going to leave that alone. Let's put these on and add some charms. Geico ain't got nothing on you, do they? I remember our first day here, after we moved in, we got in so freaking late. We just left the truck parked out there with everything in it, and we came in. We had come down a month prior, over a weekend, to bring some things through, our first load through. We only brought 2 loads. To bring our first load through and to just kind of like get makeshift, set everything up. So we bought some blow-up beds because we didn't bring our own beds. There was no use in it. So we bought some blow-up beds, and these were beds. And we paid a good fortune for them too. And we blew those up, and that's what we slept on that weekend, that Friday and Saturday, went home Sunday. And then, so freaking funny. We came back, and when we got in, it was so late. All of us came through. My husband and me, my son, our dog, we all came through. And we asked we asked my youngest son, he was a no, we asked him would he like to come, you know, because he had nothing going on there other than work. And he said, yeah, I would. So he came with us and moved in with us because when we got down here, he found out how expensive it was. So we he kind of like just rents a room off us. Does his own thing, work and all that, but still. When the economy's better, he'll do better. But until then, we're in no hurry, and he's not in no hurry. Gives him a chance to keep saving up some money, which is kind of like difficult to do today. Well, anyhow, we get here. Look what I did to this. We get here. It's late at night. I mean late. We just come in. We have our bed all set up, our bed all inflated and made up, and we had his all set, made up. So literally all we did is come in and changed our clothes and dove straight into bed. We were so freaking tired. It took 20 hours to get here. What should have been a 14-hour drive. Why? Well, first, we had a little bitty dog that has to pee all the time because he's an older dog. And then because there was a wreck on I-75 Atlanta that held us up for hours. We literally pulled our car over just off the shoulder where we were at. Just literally pulled our car over off the shoulder. And thank goodness it was the end of October, because it was breathable weather. And the reason why I said thank goodness my husband thought to pull our car totally off the road onto the shoulder is because this happened in our lane. This happened in, the southbound lane. But it was so massive that it ricocheted over into the northbound lane. And cars over there were stalled as well. We literally, as we're coming this way and people's coming this way, we literally seen this little cute white and red Mini Cooper and this big old like SUV on steroids come up, and that Mini Cooper was stopped. All the traffic was stopped, and that meant that big car come up and just smacked right in the back of that Mini Cooper, sending it into the bigger truck in front of it, and that Mini Cooper just like imploded. Just exploded, I meant, right there. I never seen nothing like that. It was the most horrible thing I ever seen, and all I could do was just pray and cry. It was absolutely devastating. It surely was. What kind of a bead is that? What kind of a bead is that? Okay, I just got to explore this before I finish that pear. I think that is so interesting. Indeed it is. Let's finish ours. I think I want to put a little charm on the bottom. I don't want anything that's going to... So what about some little black heart? Do I have black stars? Do I have little silver stars? I do. So let's take a look at these little silver stars. Alright. What about if we put a couple of these little silver stars down at the bottom of the black? Do you think that would look, how would that look? Alright, we'll do that. Let me see what the bottom looks like and how big of a, they might need a jumper. We'll try and see. I don't know what got me off about that little Mini Cooper. I was thinking about it. But, yeah, the trip here. So we just literally, back to what we was talking about. So after the Mini Cooper and everything and we get in, it's so late. Because, like I said, a 14-hour trip turned out to be 20. We've been up for over 24 hours. We're tired. And all we want to do, we're tired, we're hungry, and all we want to do is just go to bed. So, forget it. We're not eating until in the morning. We're just going to bed. We're that tired. Sleep wins out. And we go to bed. And we sleep a solid 10 hours. All of us. Get up the next morning. Husband runs to local Burger King or McDonald's, can't remember, and grabbed us some breakfast. I think it was McDonald's. And, oh, there we go. I didn't need to put that on. Look how cute. Look how cute. That's a long earring, but that is adorable earring. Does the star go with the flower? Does the star go with the flower? No. But what would go with that flower? Because I want the flower. What would? So we get up the next morning and we eat and everything and we start unpacking. So I decided to take when you're unpacking, you got a lot of garbage left over. Boy, do you ever have a lot of garbage. So I decided I'm going to take the bag of trash out and put it into the can. Yeah, how about just these little hearts? And put it into the can. And so that is what, you know what? I still like the star. I'm leaving it. It's my design and I'm leaving it. I like it. I like the flower, but I like the star. I think it can be, I don't know. Stars and flowers. Those are two of my favorite things for sure. I'm leaving it. So I come outside and I'm taking the garbage out. I open up the lanai door, which is a sliding glass door. I step out on the lanai. I walk over to the can. I got to pick the cans up because somewhere, somehow, sometime they got blown over or whatever. So I pick the can up. Trash bag in my hand. I pick it up. And just as I go to open it, I glance down and a freaking lizard jumped right across my feet. Landed, scurried right across my foot. I jumped a freaking mile in the air. No one told me about these things. Remember, I'm an Ohio girl. So I didn't know about these lizards. I had only been to Florida twice before. 3 times before. Once to catch a boat, to catch a cruise to the Bahamas. So I really didn't venture out. I was just here to catch a boat. 2, when we came down to find our house. 3, our first load down. Didn't explore, nothing. Didn't know about the wildlife. 4, when we moved here. Our final move here. That's how many times I've been to Florida prior. So, that thing ran across my foot. Look at that. That is pretty. That thing ran across my foot and I let out a yeep and a gap and a yelp that both my husband and son comes flying outside. What's the matter? What's wrong? And it was just a little lizard. And I swear that little lizard climbed up on the drainage pipe, the exact drainage pipe I was just talking about, and started laughing at me. I swear it did. And that's how we found out there were these little lizards all over Florida. Yeah. That's how we found out. And now we know. And every time I'll be in my store and people will talk about, we just moved here from blah, 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 blah. No one told us about these little, I said, leaping lizards. And they said, yes, they're everywhere. I said, yeah, they are. It's Florida. I told one lady, I said, be careful when you're visiting Florida and you're thinking of moving here. And she goes, why? I said, because everything in Florida wants to kill you. God, that was mean. But think about it. That's how I felt. We hadn't been here but maybe a year. You know? We're told, watch out for the heat. You'll have sunstroke. Watch out for the sun. You'll have skin cancer. You gotta wear sunscreen every day. Okay? Okay. You know? Watch out for the beach. There's riptides. There's what tides? Riptides. So I find out what riptides are. And I thought, well, that's okay, because I'm not going in the water anyhow. You know, that's my thought at the time. And then it's like, watch out for the alligators. Watch where you swim, because there could be alligators out there. Okay, don't swim in the ocean because there's sharks. Don't swim in the local springs and stuff because there's alligators. This is my first year here. At some point, ew, look at those. At some point, you gotta stop being afraid. And that point does come eventually. But I will say for me, I made 2 pair of the black. I think I'm kind of done with the black and I want to make a pair or 2 of the green. Yeah, I think I'm done with the black. Take you 2 off. I made 2 pair, didn't I? Yeah, I'm done with the black. Gotta be other colors besides just black. Indeed. do like them though. And I'm thinking, I see you try to escape. I know where you went. And I'm thinking of, I need to make some meditation beads for my new store. So I'm thinking about that. I'm telling you, meditation beads have helped me in so many ways. I used them when I quit smoking because it allowed me to have something to focus on for that 3 to 5 minutes for that urge to pass. And even though you may use a smoke aid like the patch or nicotine gum, that hand to mouth coordination is part of the habit, the recurring habit, and it can be just as bad because even though it's not with a cigarette this bit, it can be this bit with small candies or other little things like that too, because of the hand to mouth. So yeah, the beads, when it would come on, my meditation beads, just sitting and twisting them, you know, and moving them, that really, that kind of repetition, that really helped me when it come to quit smoking. It really did. Okay, we've got some green here. What are we going to make? I see some different colors. Look what's here. Maybe it won't just be green. My eye is bothering me. Something fierce. I think I scratched it in my sleep is what me and my husband both are thinking. I scratched the outer edge. Oh, I probably did, knowing me. I think I want to try these here. So, and I'm thinking something like orange, red, yellow, yellow. I'm thinking these. So orange, I'm gonna try some of these. I don't know how big these will be. Yellow. And then red on top. And then a little charm. Bring this back down a little bit. I think I'm going to go with this. I'll just roll that down the way it is, I think. Might be a little bit too long. Do I want to add just a little silver on top? No, I do not. Maybe if I would have added a little silver on the bottom. Okay, I like that. Let's roll it down. Oh, don't need you. I want to roll this down. Yeah. That's pretty. Let's do another. I love how things just work themselves out. Orange. And a yellow. It's a small yellow. I need a bigger yellow. No, and this. Right? Yes. Now let's roll this down. Perfect. Perfect. Oh yeah. What would I put with those? Let me see. Maybe silver. Oh, I don't know. So pretty. Don't think what's in that one. What's in the other? What about a little sun? Happy sun. Give my sun back. Look at that sun. You get 2 of these. I'm just going to pile everything right up here, aren't I? Definitely. Definitely. Let's try this. How big of a... Should be okay. Should be. What about here on this bigger end? Try that. By doing that, it's always so hard for me to do it that way. But everyone says that's how you do it. I like the jumper ring. See how that made that look ugly now? Where's my round nose? Okay, that saved it. That is just so pretty. Now this one. Just give it a little to the side. And then pull it back. Okay, give a couple of squishies. Did it? Even it up. I got it. Oh, those are so pretty. Where are the... Okay, let's get these going. So a little tip out. Put this on. Yes, that way. Yes. Then little tip back. See, this is what's called a single-sided charm or a mono charm. I don't know if that's what they're really called, but that's what I call them. And when orange circle and we're making something, I'll tell them you'll need a mono charm, or you want to see if you can find a bi-charm because it has a charm on each side. So see, this has this here, but it looks like this back here. So this is a mono charm. But that is absolutely crazy. That is so crazy. I love it. Not keeping it, not keeping it, not keeping it. That defeats the purpose. Not keeping it. This would go with my little necklace I made of these same colored beads. That's how they got in this mix. But that's okay. There we go. Let me see. Look at that. So cute. Those are the most adorable thing. Yeah. Now look at me. Ooh. Look at these. I like these. What about these? Got another one. Those with... Ooh, got a couple. Huh. I need to think for a minute. I don't think... Yeah, I think these need to be by themselves. And we can put a green, and we can put... So give me 2 green. And we can put an orange. Do I have any more orange? I got a couple orange here. Orange, orange, and a yellow. Yellow, yellow. Here and here. This looks almost like a sun all to itself. Oh, I like that. What's this? Yeah. Ooh, I got 2 of those. 4, maybe. Maybe then I got 2 of these. Maybe. I think I'm going to need to go back to the bigger ones for these. And I do want to still add a charm. I'm doing charms right now. I'm in a charm phase. This one. Then I thought this one. I want to see how this green one's going to act on it. Ooh, I like it. Then this and the orange and this and the yellow. And I can still turn it down. That's cool. Can I put a little silver bead up top just to finish the look? Yes, I can. Look at that. That's so cool. Turn it down. It's going to be a tight turn, but I can do it. Which way? This way. There. Ta-da. Ta-da. I like it. Ta-da. One more. So we do have this and this. Then we went green. Orange. And a yellow. And then a little bitty silver to finish. Yes. Dangnabbit, these are nice. Bang, bang. I love them. I remember where these came from. These came from the Rock and Gym show that I went to in October. So it's kind of cool that we're working with these to make a set of earrings. I might actually make two. And the reason is because I get to go back to that same gym show this coming Friday. I am honestly telling you, my friends, it is really difficult for me to contain my excitement. I also got some beautiful, yes, of course, I got some beautiful smears and dowers and freeforms and all kinds of beautiful crystals, shapes and forms and polished tumbles, all of that for my store. But then I also got some jade beads that I've been using to make earrings with and necklaces and bracelets, and I've used them on pendulums and meditation beads so much for my store, and I've put them in my store. And the response to all of the beautiful colors of jade has just been knocked my socks off, and absolutely amazing, tremendous, wonderful. So so I am so looking forward to going back, maybe picking out some more stone beads and maybe some more jade. And then they had these they look like pearls, but the lady says that they're shell, so I don't know if they're pearl, because she was like Asian, and so it was really kind of hard for me to understand everything she was saying. But she was saying, I don't know if they're like pearls from a shell. That I don't think they were made from a shell. I think they're actual pearls. And yeah, I did pay a good little bit for them. I'll have to show this to you sometime. But also, because I only got just a very few and I haven't done anything with them, I am kind of curious to go back and find out exactly what they are and what I can do with them from there. These are gorgeous. That does look like the sun. It looks like growth. Beautiful. I just don't know what to put on the end of this. Absolutely, I'm not putting the sun on that. Absolutely not. What about a leaf? Because of the green and the flowers and the growth. Let me see. See if I got smaller leaves. I don't want to put great big ones. I think those might be too big on there. Oh, wait a minute. Can't put them on anyhow. Didn't think that through. I loved them, so I grabbed them. So what do I have here? What about the tree of life? Do you think the tree of life might work? What are these? I don't want dragons. Hummingbirds and beads are not going to fit. Oh, ooh. What about these ones? Or these? Yeah, not this. I think those. Because of the coloring. I think those. Yeah, those are pretty well done. They should. Or it's going to be hard with this here. So should I add? Let me see. I think I'm going to add a small jumper. Where are the jumpers? Got some small ones up here already. think I'll just use a couple of these. Happiness sticks. These are just happy happenings. Yeah, that's a tongue tied. I don't think I want to say that again. So I want to put it on this way. Look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. That's long. That's pretty. And I know some people that can pull off those long earrings with, wow, out a hitch. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just not the one that can do it. Well, no, I do wear long earrings. I do. But I can't wear a collar with them. Can't wear any type of a collar with them at all. So this way, go this way. Oh, it has to go backwards. This way. Perfect. Okay, let's see these. Look at those. Gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I really do like those. Okay, now we've got some, yeah, looks really kind of bland after we worked with those, huh? I know, it can't be that way. Put this in the center. And boring. It's just boring. How many of these do I have? These may not be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I don't think there's enough. Well, maybe if we use clear. Let's see, 3 and 3. This here, 3. And 3. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I wouldn't do it that way. I go, so I'm going to be coming back to make, but not today. not today. I need 21 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Plus the clear will be more than enough to make a set of meditation beads with those. Meanwhile, I have these, and I have one of those, but I have these as well. How would these look? Ooh, no, 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 no. Look at these. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Right there is a set of beautiful meditation beads. Or I can go with the green. So either way, that's why I'm coming back to visit. Right now, I really want to use up some more of these. I didn't notice this blue here earlier. That blue is gorgeous. No, I don't want to do that. I do like the blue, the green, and maybe the yellow. What about this light blue? Do I have another light blue, green? See, those are pretty too. I'm just going to see what I have because there's a couple of, there's still some pretty earrings in here, especially these. I do want to use these last couple that I have, and I'm going to use them with, these don't have blue in them. They have green. They only have green, but we do have some dark green that would go with it, with some light green as such. See that? And then let's just add a yellow in with it. That would be pretty. No orange this time, just a yellow. Let's see, what color? This is orange. Put that orange. So let's take off, oh, we got that yellow and that dark green. So let's take off the light green and let's add an orange. Can you believe I'm calling it orange? Wow, I can't believe it. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. All right, let's get this made up. We have these here. Okay. So, what about? No, I'm not even going to try to work with that. I'm going to go straight to these. I'm going to need a couple pair of these anyhow. This will probably be the last set that we make. I've got to get busy on other things, and so do you. But I absolutely have enjoyed this time together. Let's see what we have. So, I'm thinking this, and I think I am going to just add this again. And then I'm going to go with the green, the dark green. I'll go back to these. And then the orange. And then the yellow. It's going to be a tight turn down, but I want to try it just like it is. It's going to be tight, like I said, but maybe I can do it. I don't know. Okay. Really excited about the weekend. I got a busy week. Tomorrow I got to get stuff done for Circle. Wednesday is Circle. Thursday Liz is coming over, Sister of Mine Circle, and we're going to do some workings together. And then on Friday, we're going to the trade show. My husband and I are. I love that trade show. I honestly do. Can't use this one again. Didn't I get 2 of these out? I only got 1. That's fine. I'll go after another. So this one. And then this. Then I had a dark green. Need 2 of these. Then it was the orange. Okay. Then the yellow. I'm going to turn that down. Try to turn it down the best I can. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get them on these real fast. I'm messing with it. Okay. Okay. My eyes are dimming on me. Looking at this little work for too long right now. Alright, we get another one. What am I going to put on the end of those? I'm still thinking the tree of life. I'm still thinking the tree of life. I like the tree of life. Yeah, that's what I'm putting. Jumper. I can do that. I can do that. Hmm. Okay. And here is the next pair and my last pair. Okay, let's clean up our mess. I think this video has gone long enough. Oh, but I could just see me working on with these and putting in some greens. Do not discount those. Do not. I did. I'll not do it again. Those are so pretty. Okay, let's bring it to a point. Where's the bag? Is this it? Today did not disappoint. Yeah, this is the soft side I like to put them on. I really do have to say it, today did not disappoint. So we have created quite a few pair of beautiful earrings today. And these will be, well, by the time this video is shown, by the time it premieres, these would have already been in my shop for a few months, and they probably have already been sold. I'm not sure. I know the jury's out on a couple pair that I would love to keep, but that's not what this is about. But what can I say? I love beautiful earrings too. So I want to try to get all of these in here. This is the only one that does not have a charm. Wow. Look at this. I am literally running out of some space here. So how many pair have we created? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pair of beautiful earrings. Can you see those? Oh yes. So get these over a little bit more so they can be seen. There we go. So this is our work for today. What I want to say is please like, subscribe, and notify. Share and comment if you will. I really like to hear what you have to say. Any ideas or suggestions are always welcome. To the person who told me, who reminded me when I first began my videos, I told about when cutting these to guard, you know, so these little pieces don't come up and hit you in the face or whatnot. Well, it seems that in a couple of videos back, I didn't do that. And what it resulted in is someone reminded me, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you for reminding me, because as you see, I am guarding the end pieces again. I do not want to get hurt, and nor do I want someone else to be hurt by my hand. So thank you for that. No matter where you are or what you're going through, please hold on. Tomorrow is a brand new day with a brand new beginning. It's a fresh start. With all of that being said, thank you for joining me on my beautiful bee journey. Stay forever magical, my friends. With much love and gratitude, blessed be.